United States of America 3, Italiano 0. Ciao to the Italians. They're out of the World Cup. We are gone. We are through to the quarterfinal for the fifth time in a row at under 20 World Cups. Can this team finally break that quarterfinal deadlock? Can we break the glass ceiling and reach for a semifinal? Morocco or South Korea will stand in our way on Sunday. I expect all of you to be here. I expect you to be proud, just like our boys made us proud today. A solid win in which we not only outplayed Italy, we dominated the game from beginning to end. 2 goals from Ben Cremaschi and a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous free kick. Gorgeous free kick by Niko Tsakiris. These boys have made us proud in this tournament at a time when there is not much to be excited about in U.S. soccer landscape. These boys did a great job and definitely made us proud today. Tac, how are we feeling? This felt good,
Great.
really good. A good win, comprehensive win. We outplayed them, we outshot them, we outcreated them, and ultimately we sent them home with a 3-0 win. Feels good.
Yeah, there's in terms of the game itself, there's nothing to complain about. We were never really at risk, right? Of course, when you have a 1-0 lead, anything can happen, but we were never really at risk. The boys played the perfect game. We could have even won by more, but 3-0 is a massive win, especially against Italy. Doesn't matter what level of Italy we're facing here. We completely threw them out of the park here. And yeah, it's just now
Just like we did with France.
yeah, I'd see more similar. Oh, I think we played a little bit better today, though.
No, I agree. I agree. We played better today against this Italy team. Um, Amazing. I mean, look, this feels so good to be able to beat powers like this, even at the U20 level. I'm sure some of their U20 guys were missing. Maybe Tac, you can see who was missing from their team, but it doesn't matter. We had missing guys too, right? Like if we had Banks and Cochin on this team, I think we'd be maybe if not a favorite, but certainly have a very good chance of winning this tournament, which we may still, right? It's very early, of course. I'd say if we beat Morocco. Have you watched Morocco at all in this tournament?
Yeah, against Brazil, they were quite good, but also we found out that Brazil sent a terrible team.
Yeah.
They lost to Mexico. I didn't watch that game because I was watching Brazil and Spain, but they were already qualified when they played Mexico, so it's hard to know. But they
Yeah.
beat Spain and they beat Brazil, so this is no pushover. And Morocco has been on the rise for years, the national team.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably the toughest challenge we're going to have the entire World Cup, but so far we've looked fairly good for the most part. The South Africa game, we were a bit shaky, but I didn't think we were horrendous. It's one game, guys. Like you get an early lead, they get a red card. It's one game. Anything can happen on
Anything
Sunday.
can happen. Yeah. It would be nice to get past that quarterfinal, right? Because it's been so long since we've got, I think 07 was the last time we made a semifinal. Is that right? At the under 20 World Cup level? Was that 07? Didn't we
I
get
don't
third
remember.
place in that tournament? I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Steven Spada, how far do you guys think we can go? I mean, honestly, at this point, anything can happen, right? Uh, let's see how we look against Morocco. I'm going to try and watch some of that Morocco South Korea game just to see what they look like. But don't sleep on South Korea. We may end up facing South Korea. I'd say more likely than not it's Morocco, but one game is one game. Anything can happen. Let's just not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's take this one game at a time. If we beat Morocco, then we can look at what's next. How wild would it be, Tac, if it ended up as a USA Mexico final?
Sounds like the Gold Cup.
If that happened, do you think all these other channels, like mainstream media channels that have not covered this under 20 World Cup at all, that have just ignored it pretty much, would all of a sudden start streaming and doing post games?
Yes, yes.
Probably they
It's
would.
what I
They'll
was.
jump on the bandwagon later.
It's what I told you. Jake Landau might even come out of retirement. Um, what's his name? It's what I was telling you before when someone was talking about you don't know more soccer than Landon Donovan. It's like, yeah, but we definitely watch more. We
Yeah.
we know what's going on, and that's the point. Like they're gonna go and they're gonna cover the final without having watched any of the games. None
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. And they'll pontificate without being around for the slog that was the group stage. We watched South Africa and New Caledonia and covered it the same way that we would. So we'll see, Stephen. I mean, it's exciting. This team is looking what's exciting about this team is there are some good players on it, but it's not like there's any stars. This team feels very much like a team that's working hard for each other, that's pressing together, that's well organized, that defends well. And I think that bodes well for the future of the tournament. right? So that's very, very exciting. Brennan should start over Campbell, to be honest. What is your take on this one, Tac?
6 and half a dozen.
I don't think there's a big gap there. Although I would bench Campbell because I think he's had enough chances and he's consistently looked poor in every game that he's played. In all 4 games, he's looked poor. So I would not start him again. You could do Miller, you could do Brennan, but I just would not give it. Cremaschi looks like a star at this level. I don't know if I would say he looks a head and shoulders above anybody else. In fact, I will argue, even though Cremaschi has more goals and assists, I will argue Niko Tsakiris has actually been a better player. And if you look at chances created, I actually think Tsakiris has created more than Cremaschi has. I mean, don't get me wrong, Cremaschi's played very well and has been a good captain and, you know, definitely good at controlling the game. But in terms of like creation, I actually think Tsakiris has been better.
Yeah, Cremaschi maybe has been more decisive, right? Getting more goals.
Sure, but a lot of those goals and assists also came against New Caledonia, right? Let's be honest. How has Raines been? Excellent. Excellent. For me, he's been player of the tournament, one of them. Him and Josh Wynder, for me, have been players of the tournaments in terms of like, not just have they played well, but player profile, right? Both of them look like guys that could go on to become very good players in the long run. So that's been really exciting to see. This is a great question from Stephen Nikishi, and it's a fair question. How much is the U.S. benefiting due to France and Italia being bad? Well, when you say bad, you know, they probably don't have all of their players there. That's fair. France especially was missing a lot of guys, okay? But you can only beat who's in front of you. And France, especially, Italy not so much. France is a talent factory. So even if you beat their B team or their C team, it's still pretty good, right? And, you know, we beat France at the Under-20 World Cup before in 2019. I think a lot of you guys will remember that. Sebastian Soto had a brace in that game. But we haven't beat 2 powers at a World Cup ever, like 2 in the same tournament. And we've already beat both Italy and France. And that's very, very, very encouraging, right? France brought 2 players during the FIFA window. Oh, I didn't know you could add players. Wait a minute. What are you saying? If this is the case, we should have just brought Banks and Kochin. Did they actually bring? I don't think you can bring 2 players once the tournament has already started.
They were probably called in and they arrived late.
Could be. That's what they did.
It has to be. There's no way you register someone mid-tournament. No.
No, we should have done that, dude. Actually, you should bring Kochin back. Now it's the international break. Just start him against Morocco. But look, that aside, this was a very, very well-played game. We were in control of that game from beginning to end. I think there's 1 or 2 moments where Italy had the upper hand, but how many clear-cut chances did Italy really create? Maybe not even 1. I don't think they even created 1, Tac.
Clear-cut? No, they had those iffy shots from distance where Baudry would make an awkward save. One even hit the post. There was that cross also that wasn't really a shot that hit the post. They had these chances that were more like because our goalkeeper's awkward more than anything. It wasn't really like they created something. If we go based on actual chances, we had a lot more than them. Like 3-0 is a legitimate, fair result for this game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It should have been more, honestly. Guys, hit the like button if you haven't already. And if you're new to this and you're excited about the U.S. doing well in this tournament so far, just give you a little recap. This is the Under-20 World Cup, okay? So it's not the senior team. But it bodes well for the future that maybe we're raising our floor a little bit, at least. I think you can maybe make that argument with some of these players, not all of them. But I think more than anything, the success of this group is down to the way that they're playing together. They're a very good pressing team. They're a very good defensive team. And that is creating a lot of chances for us that maybe we wouldn't have otherwise. So also credit to Mitrovic for coaching this team. He's doing significantly better than he did at the Olympics. So far, so good. Let's see what happens against Morocco because we could all come crashing back down to earth. Before we go further, I'm going to play a quick ad from my Patreon, which is one of the reasons this channel is still going.
Patreon is not only a great way to support the channel, it's filled with elite content I can't put out on YouTube. The top 10 that you see on YouTube every week, that's available on the Patreon with the actual clips from the game instead of just a sketched screenshot. After every USMNT game, I put a 20-minute breakdown of the game with my commentary and tactical insights, usually things I didn't always catch the first time around in the post-game stream. With the Under-17 and Under-20 World Cups coming up, I plan to do the same for these two tournaments just like I did last time. There's also extra content like young player scouting reports or all-touch comps from certain players of interest. Thanks to everybody who is already supporting the channel via Patreon. It really helps to keep me going and continuing to do what I do.
All right, so if you want to check that out, and by the way, there will be a breakdown of this game tomorrow on Patreon. The link is in the description. So Stephen Nagishi with a great question here. Who are legit 2030 USMNT core players in this group, if there are any? Okay, I'll start off by saying this, Stephen. It's very hard to know, all right? For example, in the 2019 World Cup, you had Richards, Dest, and Weah that broke through and became amazing players for the senior team. But you also had Sebastian Soto, who's probably not even a professional player right now. You had Paxton Pomykal, who is not good. You had Alex Mendez. Tac, you're on mute.
Said, bring which World Cup you want me to look up the starting 11? Go 2019?
2019. I mean, there's Ulises Yanez, who was also good in that tournament, who's nowhere to be seen now. Mark McKenzie was on that team as well, so credit to him. So it's hard to know. David Ochoa is not even a professional keeper anymore. There are some guys that won't even become professionals, much less contributors to the senior team. But if I had to guess now, the guys that have impressed me the most in this tournament are Josh Wynder, Brooklyn Raines, and Niko Tsakiris. Those are the guys that if I had to bet might play a role in 2030. Keep in mind that a lot of our national team is still very young also, right? So we don't know who all is going to be there and who's not, right?
Pete, share it there. That's the
Okay.
2019 U20 World Cup roster. Have fun with it.
CJ Dos Santos is playing in USL, I believe. David Ochoa, not even a professional player. Brady Scott, haven't heard of him in years. Definitely not in MLS. Chris Gloucester was the starting left back. Kuchny, nothing. Serginho Dest, obviously we all know him. Abubakar Keita, not even in MLS. Or maybe he's like a substitute for the Rapids. Mark McKenzie, obviously doing well. Matthew Real, haven't heard of him. Chris Richards, obviously doing well. Edwin Cerrillo did just win MLS Cup. He's a professional player with the Galaxy, so good for him. Chris Durkin, nowhere to be seen. Richie Ledesma, now playing in Mexico. Alex Mendez, USL. Paxton Pomykal, probably still with Dallas, but I don't think he even plays.
He's like close to retired with his injuries,
Yeah. Brandon Cervania might be somewhere in MLS. I haven't really looked for him.
Aquinola.
CJ Dos Santos, correction, is playing for San Diego. My bad. He's a San Diego starting keeper. Ayo Aquinola defected to Canada and haven't heard of him since. Conrad De La Fuente, maybe the most disappointing player in the roster.
Yeah, he had issues with they were saying alcohol or something. There's no confirmation.
Uli Yane is another one that just dropped off. Justin Rennicks, not even in MLS anymore. Sebastian Soto, not even a professional anymore. And then, of course, there's Tim Weah, right? So it's very hard to know. Some people thought Sebastian Soto was the future, and he could have been. But unfortunately, so it's hard to know with these guys who's going to make it and who isn't. But what I try to do in Tact as well is we look at the player profile. When you're looking at whether or not a player can succeed as a high level, what profile do they have now that will translate to the senior level, right? And certainly Brooklyn Raines and Josh Wynder have that profile. Niko Tsakiris has some of it. Unfortunately, he's stuck in San Jose with Bruce Arena, who's one of the greatest soccer dinosaurs that have ever lived. If I'm Tsakiris, I need to try to get out of San Jose because he's not really getting playing time there. And I think he could play in MLS. I think there's enough there. I like the fullbacks as well. Let's see how far they go. But Nolan Norris, maybe, considering our lack of options at left back, Nolan Norris could be maybe somebody. Let's see how he progresses with Dallas. And frankly, I like Frankie Westfield. He's looked very solid. Maybe not the most technical, he's not a Serginho Dest, but he could be a Joe Scally. I could see it if he continues to improve and develop.
Did you see what Nabhuto wrote right there about Uli Yanez? I didn't know about that.
Had a guy commented on a USMNT video of mine that Uli Yanez got into a car crash and now he's returned to LA to regain fitness on his own, just FYI. Well, poor guy. I hope he's okay, first of all. Second of all, I don't know when this car crash was, but from what I remember, even before the car crash, he was playing in the 4th division in Austria or something. It's not like his career was going amazing and then he had a car crash, right? I hope he recovers. Don't get me wrong. and hopefully can maybe still have a career somewhere. But at this point, it's safe to say he's never going to be a USMNT player. USA and Mexico knocking out washed up soccer nation. Okay, let's start with France. Completely different situations. France is
No, but
by
Mexico
no means.
knocked out. No, Mexico knocked out Chile.
Sure. You could argue that Italy is kind of a washed up soccer nation, and some Italians are going to get mad in the comments here. We won the Euros in a 2021. Listen. You didn't qualify for the last 2 World Cups. You still haven't qualified for this one. And even in 2010, you didn't even get out of your group.
And 2014.
Right? And 2014, you also didn't get out of your group. So let's be honest. And if you look at Italy, they're not developing players the way that they used to. Like, where are sure, they've got Chiesa, amazing player. Where are the Nestas? Where are the Pirlos? Where are the Gattusos? Where are the Vieris? Where are the Del Pieros? Where are the Inzaghis? Right? Even where are the Luca Tonis? Where are these guys? Cannavaros, Buffon. They have a very good goalkeeper, don't get me wrong. But Italy's not developing players the way that they used to. I think that Italian soccer got way into catenaccio and started teaching catenaccio, which is basically a very defensive game. Francesco Totti, where are they? I think they got too excited about catenaccio, and I think they started teaching catenaccio at the youth levels, and that became the emphasis. But the problem with catenaccio is it does not develop very good technical players, right? Koleosho is in their under-21 team. But yeah, look, we can't get too excited, of course. We haven't done nothing yet that under-20 World Cups haven't done before, right? So let's not get too excited. We've made it to a quarterfinal. It's good. It's impressive. But we still have to get past either Morocco or South Korea. Obviously, lots of positives from this game. I gave the one tack about how we need to be. I really liked the group. I really like the way they're pressing together, the way they're defending together. They're always covering for each other. When someone goes to pressure the ball, there's always someone to win the second ball. There's always someone to, cover for them. They're always using pincher movements. Have you noticed whenever they would tackle a player, there's always 2 guys coming from both sides. One of them is going to win the ball. So yeah, I love that about this team.
One positive was that we didn't completely bunker when we had the 1-0 lead, because one thing I was afraid of was that we would come back at halftime. Because let's put it this way. If our senior team in the World Cup has a 1-0 lead against Argentina or France, there's some very high odds that we'll come back into the second half and just sit back from the first second. Now, to a certain extent, certain situations, I would agree with that. Maybe against Argentina in the senior level would make sense. But for this game, it never did make sense because we were the better side. And we played again as the better side, not really letting them create any chances. We got the 2-0 lead. When we got the 2-0 lead, we did sit back a bit. But it was also like there was like 5 minutes left.
It was 10 minutes left, yeah.
Yeah, it was just kill off the game. And then we killed it off in transition. We got the 3rd goal. So there's nothing to complain about in regards to the approach of the game from start to finish. And that's a positive, because sometimes you get a win, but you're like, we played with fire for a little bit right there. We probably shouldn't have done that. But like we said in the opening of this stream, there was no moment that we were in threat where like our qualification was at threat.
No,
I thought
absolutely
it was
not.
Yeah, from start to finish, I thought it was pretty close to a perfect performance overall.
Yeah. Bookshit Game Central says Camarda, Italy's wonder kid striker, just now finally got his first Serie A goal after like 20 appearances. Italy is cooked. If that's your best prospect, it's sad. It really is sad. And it's fun watching Italy be good at a World Cup, so it is sad. But I think what Italy needs to take a hard look at is their youth development model and go, why are we not succeeding?
Let me ask you one thing though. Who has a better senior national team right now, Italy or the US?
Italy.
Yeah, that's
But we're not comparing Italy to the US. We're comparing Italy to their former selves.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking about the Italy that, from 98 until 2006, that Italy was an amazing team. Colin Reese goes, we got to have this from.
Okay, Colin.
Colin never fails to deliver. I think Gozo should be on the senior team. Are you guys going to play it super safe and be like, he's not ready yet, and I want to see him more? No, I'm going to go further than that. I don't think Gozo is a very good player, and I don't think he should be anywhere near the senior team anytime soon. It's not about playing it safe. He has not actually been good at this World Cup, Mr. Reese. And from somebody who thinks that Andrew Farrell is our best center back, we got to be honest here. That's not a serious take. Let's see. Italians now, they rather become Formula One drivers.
And Pete, we can
soccer
also
players.
ask, like when we say this player should be in the national team, you got to look at the options you have, and you got to say, who are you removing to add him? Because if your national team is complete garbage, you can kind of add. But so if we're going to think like Xavier Gozo is a winger, so we got Pulisic, we got Weah, we got Zendejas. I mean, Tillman can play there. Luna can play there.
Haji Wright can play there.
Haji Wright can play there. God, Balogun can play there.
Gio can play there.
Gio can play there. Musa is better than Xavier. So when you start to put the option, you have like 15 players just out of the top of my head that are better players right now than him. So and there's someone in the chat said K Cow is better than him right now. That might be true. K Cow would be killing it in the U20 World Cup.
Oh yeah. So you're talking about at least 9 or 10 guys, Colin.
At least 15.
Yeah, it's not about playing it safe, Colin. He's not even been good in this Under-20 World Cup. Let's be honest. He's not been good. For me, this is from Santi. My guess is a Mexican player. Or a Mexican fan. Or maybe not. He calls himself we. For me, the U.S. hasn't proved themselves yet. Because we won against France that didn't bring their best players, Italy, anyone can beat Italy, I think. I mean, sure. In a sense, Santi, you're right. Oh, by the way, Brendan Aronson can also play on the wing. Paxton Aronson can also play on the wing. I mean, it's endless. Look, you're right in that we haven't done anything we haven't done before except beat 2 quote-unquote powerhouses, right? So that's exciting. Now, if we beat Morocco or South Korea and make it to a semifinal, then yes, we've proven ourselves because we've gotten further than any team ever has before. And so that would be huge for this team. So yeah, I agree with you in a way, but it's okay to celebrate and it's okay to be happy to make the quarterfinal in the fashion that we have, beating, Italy and France along the way is huge. And we should absolutely be happy and celebrate it and enjoy it, Gozo is eligible for the next Under-20 World Cup. Maybe next tournament he can play better. Yeah, hopefully, right? Hopefully. He's 18 now. Let's double check. If he turns 20 in 2027, then yes, he is eligible. So look it up because I know he's just 18 now.
Yeah, he's 07, so he'll be 20 in 2027.
So yeah, Gozo could still be there at the next Under-20 World Cup. That's huge, right? If he continues to develop. And also he'll bring the experience. You see the experience that guys like Josh Wynder, Ben Cremaschi, and Niko Tsakiris, who have all 3 of whom have been to a Under-20 World Cup before. You see the experience that they bring now to this team that definitely helps. Peyton Miller is another one that's eligible, by the way. Peyton Miller is eligible for the next Under-20 World Cup.
I actually want to talk about Colin's last comment too, real quick.
Let's talk about it, sure.
Yeah, so Colin said, let me push you guys. The U.S. men's national team isn't good right now at all. That he's mostly right. They're not. We haven't been good.
Good is a subjective thing, but
as a team, we haven't been good. We don't keep possession. I don't think you need to keep possession to be good. It could be good, but it doesn't mean you have to. We don't generate consistent scoring chances. That is kind of true. Having a technical and athletic player who plays direct isn't crazy. But Colin, just for the last time, there are levels to it. One, what are Xavier Gozo's goal contributions throughout the U20 World Cup? He should be dropping like a goal every game if you're going to put him at that level. We're talking about players that can, like, let's put it this way. How would Tim Weah and Zendejas be doing in this tournament? It would be insane. Like they'll be scoring every game.
We'd be favorites to win.
Exactly. So and those are players that are also even lower. Like then you have the Pulisic. Diego Luna would be killing it in this U20 World Cup, and he can play on the wing. It's just not really it's just not a serious take. We can't really.
But also, Colin, you haven't mentioned anything about effectiveness, right? You see how your whole thing is the USMNT isn't good. That's not really relevant to this discussion. Gozo is not going to make us any better, believe me. We don't keep possession. Also not relevant. You say we don't keep possession, but we need a technical and athletic player. You're describing a player, but you're not having to talk about how effective he's been at the Under-20 World Cup.
He has one goal. He has one goal. the entire
One
U20
goal and I think 1 assist against New Caledonia. So Colin, come on, be serious. He hasn't been effective at an Under-20 World Cup. What makes you think he's going to be effective with the senior team? Okay. All right. That's enough from Colin. I think this guy needs to go back to playing FIFA. I think you're right. No, never mind. What happened to Cruz Medina? Cruz Medina is still playing with San Diego. So we'll see.
No, Cruz Medina is with San Jose, no?
Cruz Medina, I think he moved to San Diego.
Oh,
Double check that.
yeah.
Pete, why wasn't Banks called into the Under-20 World Cup? Well, I don't think that Augsburg would have released him. I think it's not so much that he wasn't called. It's that maybe they talked to Augsburg and Augsburg said, look, we're trying to integrate him into our first team, so we're not going to bring him. Which is fair because honestly, Banks is starting for Augsburg now, right? Or started the weekend, played 40 minutes the week before that. So look, I would love to have Banks here. To be honest, I kind of wish we had called him into the roster and then just like honestly, I kind of wish we had left Beavers at home and just went with one less defender and then called Banks and Cochin in since it's the international break.
Just bring
honestly,
them late.
with Banks and Cochin, we might be like on track to win the whole thing. Honestly, we had both of them.
Could have, should have, we didn't. But by the way, Cruz Medina is still with the San Jose Earthquakes.
Oh, he's still with San Jose. Okay, my bad. He brought another midfielder. Maybe he's a Philadelphia midfielder to San Diego. I don't remember who it was. It was another youth U.S. player. Let's see. Your preferences, South Korea or Morocco? I'll be honest, Steven, I haven't seen either of them play at this Under-20 World Cup. I'm going to try to watch this game, although I have to go meet my sister here. I haven't seen her in a long time. But I will try to watch maybe later when I get home. I think I would prefer South Korea, to be honest. But let's wait and see. Morocco topped their group. They're dangerous. Yeah, they're definitely dangerous. We also topped our group. Let's keep that in mind. Oh, it's David Vasquez. Thank you, Steven Berger. David Vasquez was the one that was brought to San Diego. Cochin was called back. No, I know Cochin was called back. But if we didn't replace him, we could have brought him back during the international break because Barcelona doesn't need him.
Yeah, guys, what Pete's saying is, like, for example, the U.S. national team plays tomorrow against Ecuador. So now it's the international break, which means if you have a player like Cochin and Banks, you could have called them up to the U20 World Cup. You don't have them in the group stage, and then they would fly in for the knockout rounds now, which is during the international break. He would have been able to play today. He would have been able to play Sunday. And if we advance, he would still be there. He probably would not be available for the final.
Okay, I'm going to address this one last time with you, Colin. Pete is literally always a jerk, no matter how polite people are to him. Colin, you called us Twitter ISIS. You made a whole video going on an unhinged, mentally deranged rant, calling us Twitter ISIS. You are the last person to talk about anybody being a jerk. Have a great day. All right. I have to admit, I thought we would lose to Italy. It would be nice to see us advance further than our standard quarterfinals. Agreed. I didn't think we would lose to Italy. I thought, it was 50-50. I thought this game could have gone either way. So yeah, it's exciting. I think Morocco is going to be a real test, which I think we will be tested. Whether we win or lose, I think that's going to be the toughest game we play. And I think it will be Morocco. Do you think we can have another post-COVID run with these up-and-coming players? What is a post-COVID run?
Is he talking about like the excitement maybe that we had in 2021?
Maybe. I'm not that excited about these players individually. I'm excited about how they're playing together in this tournament, and I'm excited about the potential of a few of them. But I don't think there's any players here that I look at and think, oh, that's going to be a Tim Weah. That's going to be a Serginho Dest. That's going to be a Chris Richards. I mean, look, maybe Josh Wynder could be a Chris Richards. Maybe. But honestly, at his age, Chris Richards was starting for Hoffenheim. So it's hard to say. Serginho Dest, I don't see anybody here that could be at a Serginho Dest level, honestly. Brooklyn Raines, you could make the argument Tyler Adams, but at 20, Tyler Adams was already starting for Leipzig. So it's just, you know what I mean? Like, you have to keep in mind, there are some interesting players. I don't know if there's any elite level players here. Or maybe
there
one
could
or
be
two.
late bloomers, yes, but
Sure.
generally speaking, usually the player that's better, you compare age by age to see where they're at. But of course, there's outliers like N'Golo Kante, for example, I don't think he really broke into the scene till he was like 24, right? Before his like second division of France. But that's an exception, especially with scouting these days, right? They usually don't miss as much as they used to in the past.
Yeah. Was he wrong after that bomb you launched, Pete? No, because I was responding to him calling me rude. And I said, if you're going to call somebody rude, maybe don't go on unhinged rants calling people Twitter ISIS. Okay. Maybe it's the least talented U20 in a while. Honestly, I agree with this take. When I say least talented, I mean lowest ceiling. Not bad players, just lowest ceiling U20 group. Because if you look at 2017, can you put up the 2017 roster and see who we got out of it?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll look at the 2023 roster, which I think actually might be competing with this one for lowest talent. I just lost light. I don't know if I've lost Wi-Fi tag. So on the off chance that I get cut out here, I'll put my phone on hotspot and I'll do it from there, but it might take a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's see that under 17 roster, and let's also look at the 23 roster and see where they are now. I know Josh Sargent was in 2017.
Hold on, I'm getting it for you right here. Ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So Jonathan Klinsmann, ironically, is back playing in Serie B. JT Marcinkowski, I don't know where he is now. Brady Scott, he was there in both Under-20 World Cups. Danny Acosta, has anyone heard of this guy anywhere? Cameron Carter-Vickers, obviously there. Fossey, I'm guessing, was pulled for an injury. Justin Glad is probably still playing for RSL, but has never become a USMNT player. Aaron Herrera, I don't know where he is now.
Oh, he plays for the Guatemalan national team.
That's true. Guatemala, which is
he played against us in the Gold Cup. He played against us in the Gold Cup.
So how many of these guys are real USMNT contributors is what we're looking at.
Palmer
Austin
Brown.
Trusty and CCV, Palmer Brown, they all got a few caps, but would any of them be called serious contributors?
But look at the midfield.
Okay, so Tyler Adams for sure. That's it. Luca De La Torre, I guess he was a contributor to Gold Cup. We'll give you that. And he played in World Cup qualifying and went to a World Cup. Derek Jones, don't know where that guy is now. Eric Williamson, MLS player. Gideon Zalalem, isn't he in the second division in Holland or in the Netherlands?
Oh, he fell off very hard, but he was a promising player.
Yeah. Jeremy Ebobisse, I remember when Berhalter called him up. Lagos Punga, no idea. Brooks Lennon, now a right back, playing for Atlanta United, I believe. Emmanuel Sabi, back in Vancouver, right, playing as a winger in MLS. Josh Sargent, who hasn't scored for the U.S. in 5 years. So we have probably 3 or 4 players from that team that ended up contributing. That's actually good. Honestly, if you get 3 or 4 players from that team who are contributors to your senior national team years later, that's a good outcome. And I'll say this too. In 2017, Weston McKennie and Tyler Adams were both eligible for this. Well, Adams was released. Weston McKennie was not released. Weston McKennie was eligible for this team. And then I'll just say from the 2019, I know off the top of my head, it was really just Weah, Richards, McKenzie, and Weah, Richards, McKenzie, and Dest.
Weah.
Yeah, Weah, Richards, McKenzie, Dest. So those 4, that's huge from that 2019 team. Now can we pull up the 2023 Under-20 team?
I'll get that. 2023. U20 World Cup, USA roster. All right, let's see what it looks like. It was Mikey Varas, the coach.
Yeah, Mikey Varas was the coach. Now, that was only 2 years ago. Let's keep that in mind, right? So maybe a few more of them will come through. But personally, I remember that Under-20 team. I was not that high on it. Okay. Alexander Borto. Any idea where he is now? Haven't heard of him.
I'll check.
Antonio Carrera. Isn't he the backup at Dallas now? Gaga Slonina has probably been one of the most disappointing, honestly. 2 very disappointing loan spells, one for Barnsley and one in Belgium, and is now just basically training with Chelsea as their 3rd choice keeper. Justin Che, interesting one. Isn't he back in town now? Isn't he back in MLS?
I thought I saw something with Tom Bogert, like reporting on him coming back to the US because he was like in Denmark, like lower division in the Dutch league. He wasn't doing well.
Yeah. Brandon Craig is actually now starting for Montreal. He didn't really get opportunities in Philly, and I think his speed has played a big part in that. Although I always liked his ability on the ball. He's now starting in Montreal. For a center back, he's still young at 22. So let's see what he develops into. I think he might lack the top end speed to be a serious center back, like an elite center back, but maybe he'll have a good career in MLS. Mauricio Cuevas, where is he nowadays? Is he still with the Galaxy?
He was back in MLS. Mauricio Cuevas. I
He's
checked
definitely
Borto.
somewhere in MLS.
By the way, Borto is with Fulham's U21s.
Okay, so he's still there 2 years later.
Yeah,
Oof.
Mauricio Cuevas right now. Is he? Does he have a team? Is he playing? He's with the Galaxy.
Yeah,
Uh,
Cuevas is back, I think.
well, let me see. I don't think he's playing, even though they've been. Oh, he's playing. He's getting minutes off the bench here and there. Sometimes he starts, but like the Galaxy are like a mess this year.
Yeah, a big mess. Marcus Vercranis, I don't know what happened to that guy. He was not very good in the Under-20 World Cup also. Jonathan Gomez, another big disappointment. Where is he now anyways? Is he
I
still
don't
in
know,
Greece?
but the drama with him and his ex-girlfriend on X was very funny.
Oh my God, that was insanity. A big
Mhm.
disappointment. Caleb Wiley's had some injuries,
Watford
but
now.
he's now back at Watford and playing on loan from Chelsea. He could still develop into a good, decent left back, right? He's still just 21, I think. Caleb Wiley's still not that old. So let's see what he looks like, right? I mean, Max Arfson is 25, right? So he still has 4 years to be better than Max Arfson, which is not hard. And then Josh Winder is still playing here. But I will argue Josh Winder has not progressed in 2 years in terms of his club situation, right? Yes, he went to Benfica. I think, and we'll talk about this after the tournament, Josh Winder needs this January, this number one thing needs to be get a loan because he's not ready for Benfica, and that's okay. Can he get a loan somewhere in the Netherlands, maybe, and continue to develop? Or honestly, dude, even MLS. Could he do a year or 6 months playing in MLS? Danny Edelman is a good starter for the Red Bulls, but not USMNT level. Jack McGlynn's been called in a lot.
Diego Luna. You skipped
Diego
him.
Luna, a contributor, definitely a contributor at some level. Pukstas needs to get out of Croatia. I mean, he's doing well in Croatia. He's like,
Just one thing right away. This midfield right here is probably better than the current one. This is not a bad midfield for the U20s.
no, this is a good midfield. And then you have Obed Vargas, who defected to Mexico, and honestly is one of their best players in this tournament. Him and Gilberto Mora. Like if we play Mexico, those two will scare me. They're both good players. And then Niko Tsakiris, who's there as well. He's also not really made progress in 2 years. Tsakiris, he's an interesting one. He got injured twice, not this season, but the last 2 seasons to start the season. He got injured and then maybe looked a little heavy when he came back from injury. But I'm glad to see him finding his form again. I think he needs to get out of San Jose because creative attacking midfielders and Bruce Arena do not go together. Bruce Arena, I don't know why he's still coaching soccer. Isn't he like 80 now? He shouldn't even be coaching soccer. The man should be retired on a lake in Florida somewhere. Owen Wolf is one that really sucks because he's only 2 days too old for this tournament. It's like, dude, and he has 15 goal contributions for Austin this year. So if you have that in MLS, Gozo has, I think, 4, right? So that would be a goal scoring threat, honestly, if we had Owen Wolf. Unfortunately, he's 2 days too old. Cade Cowell, and I want to hammer this one home a little bit because at the time, and even since then, a lot of people were very excited about Cade Cowell. The mainstream media was hyping him up. MLS fanboys loved him. A lot of Americans liked him because he was a very athletic player. But one thing that we noted about him a lot was a real lack of technique. And at the youth level, you can get away with that if you're very athletic, but you're not going to get away with it at the senior level. That World Cup year, he only got 1 goal contribution in MLS and is now sitting on the bench for Chivas and doing nothing for them, like literally nothing. Quinn Sullivan or Kevin Paredes was an interesting player, but constantly injured. Quinn Sullivan, poor guy, just tore his ACL, but plays well in MLS. Not really a USMNT level player. So and then Darren Yappy is now getting a few goals for Colorado, also not a USMNT level player. So from that group, really just Diego Luna. Is there anyone else that's really become a contributor for the senior
There's
team?
a few that could still become because it's so recent. But
Yeah.
no, I guess Obed, we could say, might become a contributor for Mexico soon.
But would he? Here's my question: is he better than Tanner Tessman, Tyler Adams, or Johnny?
Probably not. In regards to a few, we'll see when he goes to Europe or whatever. But
Right.
promising player. That's all it is right now.
Right. Promising player, but
Because
wouldn't I
Tanner
don't
was
think
worse than him at this age, right? And he
he
improved.
was. But I'm just saying, right now he wouldn't be with our senior team. I don't think. Although Roldan is there,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah. If we have Roldan, would you not rather have Obed? Yeah.
Oh, miles I'd rather have Obed Vargas.
Yeah. Now, just one thing. I
Anyways,
saw in the chat, someone said that Pulisic, Jedi, and Zendejas are out for tomorrow. That's not true. That's not what Pochettino said. Well,
what did he say?
Pochettino said the following. He said, I need to communicate that we have some issues with some players, like Pulisic didn't train today and Anthony Robinson. We need to assess it tomorrow if they're going to be available or not. So they're questionable. But then he said, we don't believe Zendejas will be part of the game. So he said Zendejas is out, but he said Pulisic and A-Rob are questionable. So maybe they'll come off the bench.
Yeah, that's going to be a shit starting lineup then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be what? Tillman and Luna?
And
Arfsen at left back, Luna and Zendejas is out. So it's going to be Tillman and oh boy.
God
Oh
have
boy. This
mercy
is
on us.
why the last people go, oh, the last few guys on the roster don't matter. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do matter because you have injuries. You have injuries, and then they're forced to play on the field and make us look bad. I really like how we're playing in this tournament. I wish we could apply this to our senior team. Yeah, I wish so too. But Pochettino needs to start being a good coach and needs to stop calling up shit players. All right. So we had a look at this. Should we dive into player ratings, Tac, and then we'll look forward to Morocco?
Yeah.
Beaudry got a clean sheet. Still somehow looked nervy every time he had to do anything. I think 5 is generous, but we'll give him 5. We'll give him 5 because he didn't make any bad errors.
It's still a clean sheet, a 5.
Yeah. Frankie Westfield, I'm giving him a 7. I thought once again, like we saw against France, and he was rested against South Africa. Good on both sides of the ball, like especially defensively.
I'm gonna go and give I know this may sound lazy, but I think our entire back four was more or less within a 7.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I think so.
I think more or less.
I'm going to give Wynder an 8 because I think he should get extra mention. This is his 4th game in 10 days. And he played 90 minutes in all of them, and you could see the fatigue hitting him. But that considered, I also noticed Wynder was being dragged out left a lot because Nolan Norris was getting so high to support the attack. Oftentimes, you would see Josh Wynder get pulled left to make a tackle and sort of cover for Nolan Norris when we would lose the ball, and I think that makes it even harder. So I'm giving him an 8.
I'm going to keep 7 for all of them, mainly because I thought they were all very good. 7's good, so I thought they were all good.
Yeah. I'm giving Brooklyn Raines a 9. Honestly, for me, he was our best player today. I just like everything about his game, both sides of the ball.
I'll give him an 8. I thought he was one of the best players for sure. There was a few passing mistakes when building out of the back from him, but overall, like, he's actually a very imposing presence in the midfield.
Yes.
Strong, pushes players around, very ball secure, has been press resistant so far. I'll give him an 8. I thought he was good. Very good. Again.
Yeah.
Just add one thing. I think player profile wise, he's probably the highest ceiling in this tournament.
I agree. From a player profile, he's the one. I'm going to be watching some Houston games now.
Yeah.
Actually, there's not going to be any to watch.
They're not making the playoffs, no.
Fuck. Okay, Brooklyn, go to Europe, please. Where would you want him to go? I would say either the Championship or the Netherlands. I think he could do well in either of those. Or
make
Germany.
a jump like that,
Germany.
A small jump, I would say, probably.
I could see Germany, like a Wolfsburg or something, going for a player like that, continue to develop him. Let's see. Cremaschi, 2 goals, right? 9? Is that fair?
I'm giving him a 9. It's just like, I would say his overall performance was more or less a 7. It was good.
Yeah, I would agree
Then
with
he got
that.
2 goals, and I'll bump 1 point for each because I don't think he was better than Brooklyn Raines throughout the game. But 2 goals is 2 goals. And
Sure.
the last goal was a really nice finish. The last goal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the last goal was
I'll
a good
give
fit. I mean, he
Cremaschi
had
a
a
9.
lot of space, but credit to him. He's
Yeah.
another guy that's had to play a lot of minutes. Started all 3 group games now. Tsakiris. I'm giving Tsakiris an 8. Won and
Well,
scored.
I thought I'll give him an 8.5. So I gave Cremaschi a 7 and 2 goals for a bump. Tsakiris, I thought he was a 7.5 in the game. He's a bit better than Cremaschi. And then he'll get 1 point bump for the goal. So 8.5.
I'm going to address this. No.
Probably a joke. No.
Honestly, it's not close. It's not close. Mora's been doing it in the Gold Cup for the senior team at the senior level. Cremaschi has done very little at any senior level. He's been good at this Gold Cup. I mean, at this Under-20 World Cup. Campbell, I'm giving him a 2. I'm sorry. I'm
What did
sorry.
he
He
do
was so
the
bad.
whole game?
Nothing. I mean, he worked hard defensively, but that's not good enough. That's the bare minimum. He killed attacks so many times, and especially that one where he should have passed it to Gozo when they had a 2v2. I'm giving him a 2. I'm sorry. He shouldn't start the next game, and honestly, he shouldn't come off the bench unless we really need something like a Hail Mary, because he's been terrible this whole tournament. Really bad.
Yeah, I'll give him a 2 because I don't feel like contesting your number there. But 1, if you gave a 1, I would agree. If you gave a 2, if you gave a 3, I would still agree. If you gave a 4, I'll push back. If you gave him a 4, but
Yeah.
1, 2, or 3 to me is fair, whichever people want to pick.
You go first on Colin's favorite player, Gozo.
Gozo, definitely better than Campbell. Had I think 1 or 2 nice low crosses. Worked hard, but also mostly ineffective. I'll give him a 6. Thought it was above average, but not great, not
Ooh,
horrible.
I'm giving him a 4
You
because
thought
as an
so?
attacker, he did very little. He would get into good spots with his dribbling and then give the ball away or make the wrong pass.
Didn't he have 2 low crosses that the main issue was no one was there?
Yeah, but for me, when you get there, you have to at least try to pick out a player. And oftentimes I would see him beat his man and then give it to a center back. And for me, that's not good enough. 4 is not terrible. It means just below average, but I'm giving him a 4.
I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. Maybe I'm being generous, or maybe I'm under the Colin Reese influence, but
Maybe Colin Reese is winning you over.
I'll give Gozo a 6. Sorry,
Taha Habrun.
it's
I'm
good.
going to give him a 6. I thought he was good today. It's hard to play that role. It's hard to play as a false 9 when that's not usually the job. And I think he did a good job there. He also pressed a lot. The amount of times I saw him winning the ball off of the Italians was really good to see.
I would give him a 7. I thought he was better than that. Better than a
Really?
6. Yeah, I thought he was. The thing is, 1, he's playing out of his position, right? He's not a 9. He moved well off the ball. I don't remember him losing the ball very easily too. Some nice turns. I thought Taha Habrun was quite good throughout the game.
Yeah, he seems
7.
to have a good technical floor, like a good foundation, a
He
good
can
technical
turn on the
foundation.
defender very well too.
Yeah, maybe when he grows a little, he's still young, right? And he's not fully
Yeah.
grown into his body yet. But maybe when he does, we could see a very interesting player. I like it. All right, let's talk about the subs that came on.
Just one thing there from Fred Smith. He said, "Be more interactive with fans if you want the channel to grow." Fred, the first 30 minutes, we were talking about every chat. We had a whole conversation with Colin Reese.
What can we do? Fred, help us out. We literally hang out with you guys for 3 hours for a New Caledonia Under-20 game. I'd like to say we're fairly interactive. If there's something more you want us to do to interact with the fans, let us know because we're open to it. But I'd say we do a lot of interaction. We're going to be here tomorrow, guys, for the Ecuador game for another 3 hours, and then again on Sunday for another.
I
3
hang out
hours.
with you guys more than I hang out with my mom and my dad.
Yeah,
So.
I definitely do. My dad's dead.
Well, my mom and my dad live 5 to 10 minutes away from me, and I hang out more with you guys.
We'd always love to hang out with you guys, but we do a lot of hanging out, honestly. Let's do the substitutes that came on. We had Reed Baker-Whitting. Well, Reed Baker-Whitting came on so late. The only one that I remember was Peyton Miller, who came on for Campbell. I thought he was fine. I don't think he was amazing. I don't think he was poor. I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah, I'll go 5-2. He came in and did his job, but didn't really stand out. He hasn't stood out the whole tournament, Pay Miller, by the way. They told me he had this elite potential, and I said, he just seems like a decent, promising player. And people are hating on me for it, and I think
No,
he's
I don't have any. He's young, so he could still be at the next Under-20 World Cup. The problem is New England Revolution don't seem that good at developing players, right? Like, Andrew Farrell was their big prospect. Although if you listen to Colin talk, he's better than Chris Richards. Let's hope he continues to develop. We do need left backs. I don't think he's a winger, to be honest. I don't think his technical foundation is good enough to ever be an elite player one day, but maybe he could be like a John Tolkien or something like that. We'll see. The other subs came on way too late for me to give them a rating, but let's do Marko Mitrovic. I give him a 10. You beat Italy 3-0. I thought we knew he was going to start Beaudry. You could maybe dock him a point for that and give him a 9, right? But other than that, the starting lineup was nothing wrong with it. He pulled off the right player at the right time, which was Cole Campbell. And it's hard to see him doing much wrong in this game. He got this team playing really well. This team is playing greater than the sum of their parts, and a lot of that goes to the coach. So I'm giving him a 9.5.
Yeah, I'll go with a 10. I mean, I thought, like I told you, from start to finish, we had the game under control. I don't know if I would have done anything different throughout the game from what he did. I didn't see him make any mistakes. And 3-0 against Italy, whether we want to get into the discussion of this is Italy's B team, C team, D team, whatever, we just beat Italy 3-0 in the U20 World Cup. So I'm giving him a 10.
Pete should roll into a Dodgers versus Phillies stream. Why? Why, Matthew Dominguez?
To hang out, probably.
To hang out with the fans? I don't think they want me there. I know nothing about baseball. I went to a Dodgers game. I was lost.
Pete. No one knows anything about baseball. You go to baseball games for hot dog and beer and to hang out. No one knows anything.
Yeah, I was just waiting for them to tell me what to do. They were like, get up and clap your hands.
Yeah, no one goes to a baseball game to watch baseball.
I feel like it was in kindergarten. There was a lot of instructions. Now get up and sing. Do the hokey pokey.
Now
everyone.
Put the hot dog in your mouth.
Don't forget to eat a hot dog. La 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 la. And then all the players are standing around, and once in a while somebody hits a ball and you can't even see it because it was so far back. I was like, what happened? Everyone's like, yay. I'm like, yes, what happened? Yeah, I don't know. It's not a sport. To me, it's more of a game than a sport, but I'm sure some people are going to come.
Yeah, I'll say this. I've had a lot of fun going to college basketball games. NBA games, I would go for specific players, NBA games. College football, I only went to games in Buffalo, which were all right. I mean, but not a big football guy. I watched some NFL here and there, but not too much. But basketball, college basketball, every game I've been to has been very fun. I loved college basketball.
Yeah, basketball at least keeps moving, right? And it's a simple thing. Doesn't seem like it's hard. Like the team that gets more baskets.
You have something more to root for as well. There's fouls, there's out of bounds. It's more similar to soccer. There's like also towards the end of the game, it's very exciting when the game's close.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Baseball feels like it's for old people. I'm gonna get hate for that. I know I am, but feels like golf to me. Like it's probably fun to play. I've played baseball. It was fun to play. Watching it, I found very boring.
I hated hockey. I had to play it during PE all the time, and I was terrible, so I hated it. I loved when I had soccer at PE because everyone sucked. I had no one played soccer, so it was terrible. But if you put baseball, I was the shitty player at PE every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Spiders Latam says. Matthew Dominguez, Pete's casual baseball stream would go crazy. I should do that. I should just do a stream for a baseball game and say like whatever I think because I'll know nothing about it and I'll just come across as super ignorant, but it might actually be funny.
Dodgers versus Yankees sounds like a fun one.
Stancy, I'm new to this channel and Pete has a very unpleasant personality. Thank you. Tac is okay and sarcastically funny. But
I'm not being sarcastic though.
Way too seriously. Stancy, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and I'm happy to admit that. If you find my personality a turn off, don't watch. I won't hold it against you. I'm not for everyone, and I'm aware of that. Derek Rishi, how you doing? Guys, are you subscribed to the Straight Red Card? If you are not, go do so. They are good guys. Formula One and darts. Sweet. Golf is an acquired taste. I wonder how many drinks in Derek is right now.
Formula One is an interesting one. It's like for really old dudes or like the younger generation now. My generation at least barely watched it, but like it seems like after they did the Drive to Survive one, they got a lot of the young guys, and then there's like the older ones, like Derek. No offense, I'm talking also about my dad, for example, that loved Formula One because they used to watch it when it was like Michael Schumacher and Ayrton Senna and
I don't know. Did you see the movie Formula One?
No, it was Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah, it was really good. I'm not a Formula One fan, but I loved it. It was really good.
The thing with me these days is like I watch a movie and I get bored after 10 minutes, so I just quit. I like quit movies.
Generally, I do too. I actually enjoyed this one though. Rugby and an Irish sport called hurling are fun. I've heard of hurling. I've never seen it. Rugby's fun. I agree. I would watch rugby for sure. Rugby seems like a lot of fun. All
No,
right.
Derek, I'm not calling you old. No, a little bit, but not too old. Like my dad. You're like as old as you're old enough to be my dad.
Aren't you like 55, Derek?
Yeah, he could be my dad. My dad's
Yeah.
like 60.
Yeah, he says I'm the same age as your dad. LOL. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging despite my unpleasant personality and tax sarcasm.
I'm
Although
not
you
being
claim you're not being
sarcastic.
sarcastic. Maybe they just don't understand. They think you're being sarcastic. All right, guys, have a great rest of you. We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, or we can start the stream early, maybe 15 minutes early, half an hour early.
Yeah, let's see what the lineup looks like. If there's a lot to talk about, we can start 20. If it's not, we'll start 15 or 10 minutes. We'll see. Also, I have pickup soccer tomorrow. I'm going to leave pickup soccer, come into the stream, very sweaty. Lucky for all of you, you can't really. So, Derek, 54, yes, you could be my father. You could be my father. But you're not, but you could.
There's just a YouTube meme, a soccer YouTube meme of Derek going to Tac and being like, I am your father.
It's not a meme. It's one of the most iconic movie moments of ever. Probably
no, but Derek saying it to you would be a meme, is my point.
He should do it.
He should do it. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow for more hanging with the fans for the USA versus Ecuador. Talk to y'all soon.